this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you what are the best methods to be used for Usain Bolt to get his money back. But before I go into that, there's something I need to say. After putting out the video day before yesterday on the same Usain Bolt issue, I got some messages on my channel that people were saying that why am I so focused on Usain Bolt and I'm not focused on any of the other people who lost money? If it's just because of Usain Bolt and who he is, why I am just interested in sympathizing with him. But let me say this, that's a very short-sighted view. I focus on Usain Bolt because that is the best way for everybody to get their money back. If I talk about Tom Stroke or Sarah Lou round the corner who has money there and who has lost it, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So if all of those people, we were to make any post in the news anywhere across the world, nobody cares. The reason why everybody is going to have a chance of getting their money back is because of Usain Bolt. So everybody is riding, everybody with money who has invested in SSL and who has lost it, it's best that they let us use the one person who can be who can act as a catalyst to galvanize all efforts to get the money back and ride on that person's back. So it's not because we don't really care about all the other people, but if everybody was to come on and, all right, for example, everybody reading this post now, if I had put up the name of any member of that group and put up this name, this is I want X person to get their money back, nobody would read the post. Nobody is searching for anybody else's name except Usain Bolt. And nobody would have probably opened it if I had mentioned any other name on earth. Therefore, it's not that we making the post do not care about everybody else, but everybody, whoever's name we put up, it's not going to make a difference because everybody is with money in there is basically a nobody, including myself. For all intents and purposes, if I had money in there, I would still be a nobody because everybody hear my name. Nobody cares. But they cares about Bolt. And since Bolt's money went in the same way that everybody else's money did, everybody is going to look, who is going to look for money, going to look for it. And so they find Bolt money, they'll find everybody else's money. So let's get that clear, okay? The first thing you've got to understand is that SSL is not a bank. When you take money and hand it over to SSL, they don't go put it in their vault, and when they put it in their vault, they issue credit card or debit cards or that sort of thing. SSL is not that kind of company. It's strictly speaking, SSL is not a financial institution. It's a money management firm. So it is not a financial institution, strictly speaking. Banks and building societies are financial institutions. It's neither a bank nor a credit union, nor a building society. It's none of those. It's simply a financial consultancy firm. So why I think Usain Bolt can get his money back is because the money is traceable. When they get the money, they take the money and they put it in a bank. So if you even were to go to SSL and SSL is going to give you money, they are not going to give you cash because they have no vault and they have no way of giving you cash over the counter. What they'll do is give you a SSL check drawn on For example, NCB, Scotiabank, First Global, or wherever, they're going to give you a check to go to a bank to get your money. So your bank, the SSL, when they take your money, they put it in an actual financial institution. Therefore, the Usain Bolt's money is traceable. So it will be able to be traced where it went after it went in the bank. The only way Usain Bolt's money cannot be traced is if he hand them suitcases of cash, and therefore once you hand over suitcases full of cash, then game over. But as long as they hand that check, because when Usain Bolt hand over or did that wire transfer to the account of SSL have that money in a bank, not in some vault. Therefore, everything that Usain Bolt has can be traced and see who take it where and who take it where and who signed off on it, because all those documents exist. So we have no doubt that getting back Usain money is quite possible. Not in this digitalized world where everything leaves a digital footprint. It can be had and it will be had. That is why all of these directors are trying to run now and to just close down the company. Then they will just declare bankruptcy, shut the company down, and they scatter all over the world, and that's the end of that. Now, the fact that these men want to do this is proof that they know what's going on. And not only that, FBI should call every single director of this company or every worker that has ever worked with this company in the past 15 years. Okay? So let's move on. The next thing I want to say, read this matter itself, is how difficult it is to transfer money from anywhere in the world. Well, I'll say it is not so easy. For example, let's look at all the monies that Gina and Pantan is alleged to have transferred. It's very difficult. All right, anybody here with a debit or credit card, you go into anywhere and make a transaction. Okay, what I want to say here is that banks look for patterns. They have computers that checks for patterns in both money going in and money coming out, and they use those patterns to flag certain transactions and to see whether they might be legit or not. For example, you know that when you go into a bank and you are lodging money, for example, look at me, I'm a sole trader, and every time I lodge a check, any check, the bank wants to know where I got the money from, and I have to put up where the money from, and that is recorded and go down in my banking history. Now, if I lodge a check that is 10 times more than what I normally lodge, or a significant amount over what I normally lodge, red flags go up again and they flag me and start investigate me. They investigate everybody. All right, I go further to see how the banking system works. And I remember about 12 years ago, I took my family to Nibble. And while in Nibble, I went to an ATM and used my card. And after using the card, I pushed a card in the ATM and I got the PIN. I had several cards with money on it. And I got the PIN wrong once, just once. And the bank just took the card. Took it because it did not expect me to be doing a transaction so far from home. where I'd never done a transaction outside of the city before, really, never. And it just took the card. And I tried another one from a different bank, and I realized it took the card. So it took 2 cards. Same time, because it flagged me because I was using an ATM over 100 miles away from where I normally would use my card, and they picked up something just like that. So the banks are trained to pick up patterns. Therefore, Gina and Pantan, they are saying that Gina and Pantan took all this money. But those monies would have been flagged so many times when you're taking. Because if I want to take out just little monkey money, and they are transferring millions and millions of US dollars, believe me, this is not Gina and Pantan job alone. There are much people above her. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think that Gina and Pantan actually touched Bolt's money. Unlikely, but I don't know. But let's look at the directors of SSL. The first person on the list is, there are 4 directors. Kieran Campbell. Let's look at Kieran Campbell. Now, a lot of people hear Kieran Campbell would think that it's a female, but no, it's a male. Right? And Kieran Campbell has his own separate consultancy apart from his directorship at SSL. He's a principal director, advisor, and licensed trustee at a company called Phoenix Restructuring Advisory and Insolvency Services Enterprise. Yeah, long name. I don't know, I'm still digging. I'm not quite sure when that company was formed, but it exists, and he has been running that company while he was at SSL, and to the best of my knowledge, that company is still running. Kieran Campbell is also member of several boards in Jamaica. He's on this board of several different public entities. Now, we go to Hugh Croskery. He's the founder and chairman of SSL. Now, I can list at least 4 or 5 other companies over the years, over the decades, that Hugh Croskery has owned. And they all went under, and he has moved with people's money. This is not the first. This man is an international scammer. He is on a level. This is scamming on steroids. This man don't go after small people. He makes friends with government agencies and government on both sides of the political fence, and he gains their trust, and then he goes in, create companies, shell companies, and he just decimates them and move on. This is what he does, this with the banking system and with real estate, the 2 main things that he focuses on: finance and real estate. And he have always been in trouble. And this is one man, he has the same mentality as Gina and Pantan. He robs his friends. And I mean, not just in Jamaica, anywhere he goes. So, and the surprising thing is that this man is also on boards, national boards in this country. He's on the board of Chase Fund. Imagine, you take one of the biggest international crooks in the world and put him as a director of the Chase Fund. How is that? No, and then next person is Lawrence Adamson. He's a senior accountant, senior consultant in the finance brokers unit of the JAMPRO, Jamaica Trade and Investment Corporation offices of JAMPRO. So this is what this man is, and he's also on certain boards within government, Lawrence Adamson. And then we have Peter Nibble. He's a chartered accountant and chairman of Fosrich. Nobody, we don't know much about him, nor if he's involved in any of this. But the fact that he is a member of the board, he can't avoid being implicated in all this. But here is the fact. All these men are on boards like JSIF, E-Learning Jamaica, Factories Corporation, PSOJ, RADA, ODPEM, and so on. These men are on a lot of boards. Now, in this dispensation with this government, who put them there? I don't think that there is any comrade on any of these boards. Or if they are comrades on these boards, they are one little token one, and they put them there to sort of as a token. But basically, these are JLP appointed boards. Now, I'm not saying the JLP is involved in anything shady in all of this, but the fact that they have these people, all of these people who are on the SSL, and they take and put them on other government boards, makes you wonder. Now, what does these men have to do with these companies? I want Kieran Campbell to tell me what he knows about alpaca trading in St. Lucia. There are 4 companies in St. Lucia that we need to be looking at. Alpaca trading. Kieran Campbell, what do you know about this company? And Easy Equities. Hugh Croskery. Sogo Trade. What links? Just come tell us what links you have with Sogo Trade. As a matter of fact, your name is called on both Sogo Trade and Alpaca. Lawrence Adamson, what do you know about Trade Zero? Tell us. We want to know. And I'm telling the authorities, when you're looking at St. Lucia, when you're digging up Andrew Holiness file, try to dig up these 4 companies also, because they have a lot to do with where Andrew Bolt's money. We need to look into these 4 companies in there in St. Lucia. Not only that, but there is a US Virgin Island link that we need to look into, and the Cayman. But I'm digging, and as soon as I find those, I'll be publishing them right here. Once they do that, Bolt's money can be found. It can be tracked to the ends of the earth, to the last dollar, and we know who last had it and where the rest of it is. Now, what should Bolt have done? Here is the mistake that Bolt made in his investment. He did not diversify his portfolio. He put all his eggs in one basket, so to speak. And even me, I am no financial advisor. In fact, I'm no maths brain from primary school. But even me have a basic knowledge that if I had money, I would have diversified it. There is a thing in, I don't know who is advising Bolt, but one of the first things that should have happened, or the first strategy that Bolt should have taken, or his advisors should have advised him to do, would be to go by a principle called quadruple diversification strategy, or mostly known as the 25% rule. Now, the quadruple diversification strategy, it spreads money over different asset classes. It spreads money over different banks or other institutions, different investment houses, and different industries. In other words, Bolt could have gone into things like when the stocks and shares was being sold, he could put it into Wigton Farms. He could have put it into Wigton Farms, because clean energy is the thing these days. There is no way that clean energy or the whole outlook on clean energy is ever going away, ever in the history of human existence. And cement company and so on, because cement house will always be building till the end of time. And he should have put his stuff in companies like those. you know, and even spread it over different countries in order to minimize his risk. So the 25% rule, put at least quarter of your entire assets in different companies, different asset classes, different banks, different institutions, different investment houses, different industries, and so on. Now, he never followed that. He just carry everything go down to one place. Well, I'm assuming that he might have some other little account in the US or somewhere else, but for the most part, his life savings were in Jamaica. Decent fellow. No, he never did that, and that is what has turned around and beaten him now. I don't know, he should fire everybody around him who have ever advised him. One thing I want to say right now, was Bolt's money, and this is, we have to think, was Bolt money ever even invested in the first place when he handed over those checks? Was that money even invested? Because, as I said, if he had handed over those monies in suitcases and that was live cash, then it could be anywhere. But as long as it was handed over as bank transfers or checks or so on, which had gone through the banking system, then it's all good. So let's see how it goes. Thank you guys for listening. Like, share, leave a comment, and I look forward to update this further information as soon as I have found where Bolt money is. I'm working with some people overseas who are feeding me some good information, and I look forward to passing this on to you, as long as it's not information that will compromise the case for both Bolt and all the other persons whose money I am rooting for them all to get back. Thank you very much. Bye.